Welcome back, everybody. Episode 253, Scuffed Epoch Live with me, Drift Johnson, on Scuffed Epoch. I hope you're all here and enjoying yourselves. Like I say, it's a Saturday night, getting stuff done for the weekend. Welcome back, everybody. 8 o'clock on the 20th of September. That would be a Saturday, so we're doing a super chill session tonight. Going to do some workflows. We're going to finish some custom nodes. I just published a couple of them, which we worked on over the last couple of days, and I'm going to show off how they work, what they're for, why I even made them, and that's pretty much what we're doing. So let's take a quick look at what everybody's doing. Oh my god, so much chat tonight, I love it. Let's see. Throttle, bang, bingo, bango, bongo. Hello sir, says Throttle. Do you remember Spitting Image? We have a little convo about that. Furnicar Battlecruiser operational, liked and subscribed. Furnicar's asking Gemini a draft of narrative spittoon inversion, which is something else. Spittoon, that's our writing tool. Throttle says, I noticed token allowance drop from when it was in beta. Is it while they alpha test the new model? Could be. Fernicar says, yeah, avoiding hitting the wall, hitting the limit. I'm going all paranoid and use 2.5 flashlight without thinking or search tools. Dragon says buffed stopcock time. And Fernicar is blasting the tunes. Oh, look at that. I've gone beyond. I've busted out of the limit. I'm just going to keep talking. I've broken the UI, guys. We're just going to keep going and see what happens. Anyway, I just thought it would be fun to have that on in the background. I'm not really going to do... Oh, my God. Where? Oh, okay. So the text is there. The text is there. You just got to scroll down. So is it going to, like, add more when I shut up? Scroll down, everybody. It's there. Don't worry about it. I'm going to save it just to back that up. So, Akuzatif, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the show. So, yeah, we've got a couple of custom nodes we're going to take a look at first. My tools are expanding. Obviously, they're all free while we're just alpha testing everything. So, I just open source the whole lot. But I can see a day when it turns into something. You know what I mean? It's starting to take shape, if you know what I mean. I can't ignore that. But I do want to leave the source for the basic, you know, how we built it. It's all going to be there. Right. Look at this thing. It's just recording. I'm going to leave it in the background and do some sort of testing on this thing. See? It is recording everything I'm saying. I'll save it now and we'll get out the tab. In fact, no, wait. We can clear it and make a new one. Yeah. Save that, make a new one. I'll call this one Comfy UI, whatever, Comfy UI. I'll go back to the dark as well so it doesn't look quite so retro. All right, cool. So I'm just going to leave this on. Oh, forgot to clear it. All right, there we go. So I'll leave this on. Right. So, hello everybody. Comfy UI time. Diving in. We've got a workflow. Now this one has an image load and some resizing. So this is just called image scaling options v10. It's already, yeah, it's already in the DJZ examples. And the node has just been pushed. So the node is DJZ scale to total pixels. Okay. Now, the nice thing about image size adjuster and its brother aspect size is you can just choose an aspect size and then pick your downscale and it'll give you a safe width and height. Here I'm just making a solid image so you can see that the result of this is 1920 by 1280. Okay. All right. And that's at 3:2. Okay, so 3:2, 1920 by 1280. All right. That's the 122. 3:2. All right, that's what we're dealing with. So if you were to use the aspect size node, you would get a 1920 by 1280 text to image out of that workflow. Okay, which is nice and clean. Now, say you're working with an image which is actually 1440 by 960. Okay, so it is in 2:3, but it's the wrong size. So I want to take it up to 122 size. So I should probably do the thing here as well. Can I just type 9,000 and it'll just... Yeah, do you know what? That's so much easier. Just type 9,000 because there's a cap. Right. That's going to go straight into a resize. So we've seen this before. It detects the size of the image and then using the downscale factor, which I've got as a parameter here, that's 64. All right. And then what we're doing, you can ignore these for a minute. Spoilers. So that's going to give you the resize. Okay, so then we end up with our 1920 by 1280 image. Okay, same aspect ratio. Right now, the thing is, if you want to go vertical with this system, you have to actually change it yourself, right? But if I go and get a vertical image, this system will just do the same thing in vertical. It doesn't care. You see? It does. That's kind of why this exists. So that when I do a batch and the folder contains both portrait and landscape images, it's not going to have a cropping issue because, you know, or you'd have to subdivide folders by dimensions, which you can do but is annoying. So anyway, this is what I came up with. image size adjuster. So it detects the size and then determines what aspect ratio it is, and then gets the safe value for the 64 divisible, or 32 if you so choose, right? And then it comes with a whole bunch of the same presets to go to all of the nice friendly sizes that we use with our models. So that's what that was, and that's what that did, and that was great. A little bit awkward though, if you know what I mean. A little bit awkward, because you have to kind of have this set up, and there are workflows that use something called scale to total pixels, right? And so what I've done is because the only reason that this exists is really funny. Way back when, there was something called Stable Cascade, which is a 3-stage model. And what it would do is it would divide by 2 3 times. So whatever the image was you started off with might end up being a random odd number, and then it would just literally refuse to do the image. So I came up with this, with the downscale factor, just to fix that. That was the only, and I think that might have been the first node I ever made, because I was like, oh, that's silly, we can make a node for that, and so we did. All right, so that's where that actually came from. Having that downscale factor there, it's just divisible by, it just makes sure that the edges it comes up with are divisible by 64, which the model likes. Now obviously video models prefer 32, so it was kind of future-proofed for that requirement. Some people swear by 16. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just going to say, you know, you get better image with 64, because it's not randomized, you know, there's no remainder. Anyway, it's something to do with the way the actual tiling, there is a tiling inbuilt to the system. So if I use this one, we're going to get the same exact result, right? Same exact result, okay? And this one is obviously a lot simpler, because what it does is, instead of asking you to know what resolution you want, okay, instead what it does is it asks you to give it a megapixel value, all right, which is slightly different but somewhat the same. And I can explain this. I did a free public tool. I wish I did a dark mode, sorry about the whiteout. Right, so if you're working with a 1536 base 1:1, yeah, at 3:2, which is what we're doing. I know it's 2:3, but whatever. The divisor value 64, right? It's going to give us. Oh wait, hang on. Oh, there we go. It's going to give us 1920 by 1280. Total pixels is 2.45 million, and that is rounded up to 2.46. And the reason I made this is kind of funny, because I noticed that the normal scale to pixels was failing. Okay, so like the normal one, it was failing because it was making odd numbers. So you would go and feed your image in here, you'd set your number there, and then it would give you a I think it's always going to work at 1.0. Okay, it's always going to work at 1.0. You're always going to get 1024 out of it. In fact, we may as well just show that. Just show that quickly. So we all know, because this kind of demonstrates what it's about. So there we go. We get our image, and she's 1254 by 836, which is a weird number. I ask you, does that divide by 64? Right? Should we find out? I'd say it would be a miracle if it does. 1254 divided by 64. You see? So you're getting a suboptimal result. Unless you use 1:1. You know what I mean? If you use a hard aspect ratio into this, it's going to be clean. But if you just used an image, right, of an unknown size, so the way we fix this, obviously, is we add our downscale factor rule to the node. That's all I've done. I've taken the same, because the thing is, aspect size isn't just an aspect size. It has the downscale factor. I think pretty much all of them have it now, but they didn't originally. And then this one is a little bit more dynamic, because it reads the input image to determine, you know, the height and width. We have adjusted height and width. That feeds the resize node, and then it doesn't even actually do anything. your chosen node does it, which is kind of nice, because I know some people prefer different image resize nodes. But this is kind of like a simplification of the system, because we're starting to deal with larger and larger and larger image sizes, and I'm having to add more and more and more presets. Okay, and so what I thought was move away from the preset system, move towards a megapixel base with a downscale factor. So you still get to choose all of your good stuff, all your favorite upscale method, right? And then it comes to, okay, so how do I even know what number to put in here? And it isn't obvious, and that's why I made this tool, which is published on Claude. So it's linked in the inside line for anyone that wants to bookmark it. I might go ahead and make like a little desktop tool. This is a really simple thing. You could do it in a widget. It's not really worthy of a full app. But if I just put it to 1024 and we choose 16 to 9, because that's something everybody's familiar with, and it will turn the downscale factor off. And that gives us 1365 by 768, and that's actually 1.05 megapixels. Fun. I don't know why. Maybe that's a rounding error. Let's put this on. It's going up, round down. Can we get... No, still can't get to... Is it really 1? You see what I mean? We put in 1.0. And anyway, this is all about rounding math, guys, so I don't want to get lost in the source myself. But let's say we wanted to use a 2048 base model. So let's get to the why we're doing it, right? Turn that off. Look, you can't do that. There's an odd number there, see? 2731. So I know this is like a sort of like Rain Man level math. But it's a consideration, right? Because if you wanted to do batching at 2048, you know how we get all these new 2048 base models? If you want to do batching and you don't really know what image is going in, you need to have a system that can actually do that regardless of aspect size to a target. So this is my solution for that. As you can see, 2048, yeah? So 2048 at 16 to 9. I'll get back to that. 2731 by 1536. If I now enable my rule for 64, now we get 2752, which is a safe, even number, which divides by... Do you see what I mean? It plays nice with the model, basically. So it's like a preconditioning for your image that will give you better results. If you're using a video model like WAN, obviously just choose 32 here. And sometimes you will see a different number because obviously not everything that's divisible by 64 is divisible by 32. You might get a slightly different figure. So like I use 21 to 9 with Dream 4. So when I'm using that at 2048 is my base resolution I'm going to generate at. It's 21 to 9 ultra wide with I think I actually use a 64 divisible. Sometimes it's the same number. Like I said, this is like a math challenge. But as you can see, that's what the resolution is going to be. And so I need to use 4.21. So I go back here, 4.21. And then I need to put that into... Oh, well. Yeah, wait. So what were we just doing? We were going to take it to 2048, which is the cascade setting. Okay, so if I set the rest to cascade now. And then did I set it to 32 or 64? I forgot already. 64. And it's on 64, so run it. Okay. So there we go. 2560 by 1728. 2560 by 1728. I'm actually running in a different aspect ratio. I'll explain that in a minute. So as you can see, they're the same size is what I'm trying to point out. Yeah. So 4.21 megapixels is 2048 by 2048. This is at 16. So if I'm going to change this to, I'd have to actually get a 16 to 9 image. So what I'll do is I'll just change the calculator to 3 to 2 and you can see the numbers match. 2560, 1728. Okay. And it actually gave me a bit more, look, 4.42 now. Okay, let's try that. 4.42. So it's all work. Now I'm going to break it. So far, everything's been flawless. We're going to break it now. So I can choose 4.42 at this resolution, apparently. Okay, let's try that. See what happens. Now it's different. So I was right before. What did I get wrong? Hang on, I need to check what I got wrong now. Is it because it's not actually 3-2? Is it actually... and I'm wrong and it's actually 4-3? That'd be funny. I could have thought it was... I thought it was 2-3. Because it was matching. This is the part where I drive myself mad. But anyway, I think I've made the point. I don't know what I just messed up. It's hard math. Yeah, because it's not 16-9. I think it is 3-2. It says 4.42 now. I suppose I could just go and get a super wide and put that in. Yeah, let's do that. And then we can move on. Is that one of them? That's a super wide. Okay. Okay, run that. So what did we mess up? That's not 21-9. 21-9. Oh, I know what else has happened. I've actually upscaled them again. So yeah, it should be a 3072 base. My bad. I forgot I upscaled them again. Yeah, my bad. So that's actually 9.7 megapixels. Oh man, I'm glad I'm not using an image generation model. We would have been here for like an hour trying to get through this. So what? 9.7 megapixels. Jesus. Okay. Hang on. I mean, for science, 9.7. Yeah. Okay, 3072, 21-9 on 3072. So the first thing we get is a black image. Maybe. 4736 2048. 4736 2048. Good, good, good. 4672 2048. And 4864 2112. Damn, we're off. Where have I made a mistake? The math. So it's 21-9. Yeah. Something went wrong. 21-9, 64. Round up, 9.7. Did it just change again? No, it didn't. Do this one. 9.7. Go. And that's going to give me 4850 by 2097. See, with the round number? All it's really supposed to do is prevent the odd number issue, so it doesn't fail, right? Because some models will just reject an odd number. A lot of the APIs that have fixed dimensions. All right. Anyway, I've gone on about that enough. So let's move on. There's something else which I did, which was the timer thing, and it never worked. And then I found out that Kijai's got one. So I was like, yeah, I did break it. Yeah, I broke it within 20 minutes. It worked, and I was able to demonstrate it forwards and backwards, but then when we tried to do something advanced with it, it started getting a bit ropey. So it could be that the app is giving weird numbers out. I don't know. But the node works. That's all that matters. You know? 9.7 megapixels, guys. That's what we were generating with that last Seedream 1 2.2 upscale. We're approaching 10 megapixels, you know? Like, it's fun. And this was a minify agent where I tried to minify my Empire dudes. But that's something entirely separate, and we're not looking at that. Yeah, I'm looking at this timer nodes business because I've got my timer node thing. And the last time I checked, it doesn't actually work. So let's just find out about that, shall we? So say I get the image is coming in to be resized. Let's say I want to see how long it takes, right? I could say image size adjuster is the name of it. And then obviously I just want to know how long it took to do the actual adjustment. So I guess you'd take it off of there. And then look, 0. It started at 21:21:30. Now look, maybe it didn't take long. Okay? I don't believe that, but maybe it was just really fast. So how about we do the whole workflow then? Still 0. Prompt executed in 0.05. Timer all zeros. So to me, my timer's busted. Look, we've got current. Look at it. It's even got all this debug. Current time. Look how. Oh my god. What is that time? I don't even know what that time means, but it's incredibly accurate is all I'm saying. So there shouldn't be a problem with it being quick. It just means it's broken. So let's take a look at this one, which is KJ timer. And I'll go image in. And it says start. See, he's doing it in a different way, which is kind of interesting. He's got a start and a stop mode, right? And I'm guessing you have the same name, so put that there. Now I'm hoping I'm right here because I've never used this node before. Delete mine. It's broken anyway. And I need to actually put a... How do you actually get the output from his timer? Do you have to put an any output on it? Show any. Or to console, I guess you could say. I mean, well, I'm not really sure. I mean, would you put timer there, maybe? Nope, it's not that. Time, maybe? Nope, it's not that. Is there another node that we don't know about? See, I don't know how to use this node. Maybe it's not even for what I think it's for. I mean, it seems like it's what it's for. It's probably discussed in a footnote on page 46 of a thread that's locked and closed. Somewhere. Marked Transformers. You know? So, yeah, it's just... You could probably find it with searching. Right. See, the thing is, I don't know, man. Because now this does. Now I don't know if this. I don't even know if this works now. I think maybe mine one's actually better. Damn. Or I just don't know what that's for. Anybody know what Keyjai's timer is actually for? I assumed it was for timing things. Maybe it's for running timers in a workflow. Do you know what I mean? Automation with loops and stuff. Beats me. Okay. Well. Nodes. Yeah, so we did that one. String match was another one I'm still working on. So looking at it, I can see the logic's correct, but there are some problems. The idea is to pull a word out of a string when it's detected, so you can set some words and then it will detect them. So it's a little bit more like a prompt thing. So yeah, what's going on with this UI now? So I might say text box, and then I might say string match, like this. Put that in, and then a show any. And what I want to see is if I say the word ice cream, and then I say Jerry was eating an apple, I should this should only well, should be empty actually. Yep, empty. Excuse me. I survived. Okay. Eating an ice cream. And it doesn't output out. Oh, it does work now. Okay, that's weird. Hang on, I need to test that again. What the hell? Apple. Nothing. Ice cream. Ice cream. Okay, so it is working now. Awesome. And there's a very good reason for this. You see, I've got some nodes which can be fed with, you know, like a blacklist or a whitelist, right? So, I'll give you an example. I'll get my Zenkai prompt system up, tried and tested, V1. And we'll get Alf history. Okay. No, that's actually a bad example. I'll have to get a more advanced one because it doesn't have a blacklist. So what's this? Blacklist, blacklist, right. V4 has a blacklist. So I could put that into the blacklist. Okay? Okay. So this is like a pre-step. It's like a preconditioning step. This isn't supposed to be... Oh, it's good stuff, isn't it? So I can have a list of... Yeah, you don't need to... This is coming from somewhere. This is coming from somewhere. Off in space. It's coming from space, okay? And you know I hate space. But the point is, it's coming from space. We don't know what it is, but we do know that if the word ice cream is there, then that should be put into the blacklist. So it's kind of like a dynamic way of feeding. And it wouldn't, you know, you might be using this for a whitelist. But the point is, it's going to take words from a request. It's going to make sure, because, you know, you could have this be going on somewhere, right? But the point, I want to detect from this set of words. I mean, I guess a more common way you might use it is going the opposite way around, where where you actually have another loader ahead. But yeah, so it's essentially a way of having something feeding your blacklist, and then it's using phrases. So yeah, it's kind of complicated, I guess, but it depends how you built the prompt list. So for example, if I use airship interiors and I want to make a preview of a preview, I'm surprised there isn't a... Has anyone ever made string preview? Has anyone ever made string preview? Go away, tabs. It's doing all kinds of stuff because I was typing and it didn't open this. So now it's going to like update and do all nonsense. Anyway, see, there it goes. I didn't ask for that, mate. I was just typing into the search box that wasn't there again. So, string. I'm surprised did nobody ever make a string preview. You know what I mean? You would think there would be a native string preview, like show text, but built into the comfy core. Maybe it'll appear now I've said that. I don't know. Show text. It does happen. Okay, so let's have a look at what we would get. Ice cream. Oh dear. So we're blacklisting ice cream right now. But what if we were actually blacklisting clouds? Because this is an airship model, right? So the user says only clouds now. This has got no enhancer or anything, so this is, you've got to think this is super basic. So the user says only clouds, but clouds is banned. So clouds get skipped. And what do we get? We get airship hallway, don't we? Because think about it, if you've got a universe where almost everything is airships surrounded by clouds, if you blacklist cloud, what have you got? Interior mode, okay? Now you might not let the user do that part. You might do that with a mode or a style set, okay? So now what we can do is we can tell the caption list that we don't want any clouds before we've even randomized our outputs. And then this still goes into our prompt enhancement agent as normal. And like I said, this is like a programmatic design where we can have a request coming in. Obviously, you know, it's not like a brilliant example. I wonder if I could give you a brilliant example. Of course I can. How about we do Thora? Where's Thora? She's the prime example of everything. Yeah, Thora Wan. Right, oh boy. Okay. So let's say I want to ban... What do I want to ban from Thora? Let's say corridors are banned. Corridors. Corridors are banned. And remember, this isn't really... Like, this isn't... I don't want to confuse people. This is the prompt. Right? The prompt is going to come out this way. But what we're doing is we're setting rules. So, no corridors. Now, the only reason that corridors is a match, and we're not just, you know, is because the blacklist is a comma-separated list, which is keying into words that are actually in that list. So it's not, there's no AI or LLM here, it's just logic, right? So if I say, I don't want this prompt list ever to give out clouds, and I could, not clouds, corridors. I could have just written corridors here, okay? But I need to have a programmatic way of taking a section of text, which I already know what it's going to be, which will contain certain words which I need to match, because they will match here, is what we're doing. So as you can see, we get anything but corridors, okay? But it's a way of filtering out with a bit of automation, basically. Yeah. And then, like, so, yeah. So it's like you can catch the prompt at the string generation phase before it even goes into the prompt enhancer, yeah? Obviously, if you're just going to do this without, like, APIs and all this UI stuff, you just put a thing in here. So maybe I would say uniform. Because then maybe it will give me detective outfit. Oh no, exterior shots only, look. Because she's always wearing a uniform. She's got all these different uniforms, see? So maybe I put airlock in. And now it'll be anything but airlocks. You get me. And obviously the more precise way of doing it is with a whitelist. But the whitelist version can be a bit challenging. I got it in here. Where is it? It's only on the depth prompt. Which is kind of makes more sense as to what I'm trying to do here. Okay. Because there we have tagged depth map. Right? And so the depth map is tagged with certain qualities. But that's another story for another day. Alright. I think we've done it. I think that's a good one. That's a good one. Oh yeah, we've been recording this whole thing. I completely forgot. Ah, it broke. I broke it. Save it. So how far did it get? Oh, it got down to when we started talking about divisible by 64. So, yeah, it did alright. Okay, so there's a limitation. I've never used it to see, you know, speech recognition error network. Don't know how that works. I figure it must be, they reset the demo apps every couple of minutes or something. I don't know. Because it is just a demo. It's not a real app yet. If you want to muck about with the source code, vocal dialogue is actually the project for the talk to the LLM and have it talk back with 11 Labs or Windows SAPI. And then let's see, Lost Tales, Romeo and Juliet. What else have we got in here? Oh yeah, that's right. The ENH system. I've been updating that, adding more ENHs. It'd be nice if I could filter it and see which one I added last. Because I tell you what, let's see, Glass Nerves, Minify. It looks like that's up to date. Because really I want to see if we can get this working with Olama. So we'll have to, like, you know, do a local fork and do some stuff with it. Same with this one, Careless Convo. It's kind of cool, but it's kind of like he talks too much. Let's see, does it even still work? Come on. So if I put it on... Oh, let's talk to Grok fast. That'd be fun. And then what voice should we use? We got Charlie. Alright. I can't hear it. Hang on.
How does it sound?
Sounds like an Aussie. Okay, cool. Alright. So tell me more about Grok 4. I'd love to know why it's so fast.
It seems like you might be referring to a specific context or concept related to Rock 4. But the term, as you mentioned it, is not immediately clear.
I did not say Rock 4, I said Grok 4. You can't. The speech doesn't understand. It looks like... Is he going to speak?
It looks like there might be some typos or autocorrect mishaps in your messages.
I'm going to turn the music off.
You're asking about
3,
Grok
2,
4 or
1.
something similar. Perhaps in reference to XI's AI models like me, Grok. If that's not what you meant by Grok 4, feel free to clarify further. In the meantime, I'll assume it's about Grok and XI's roadmap, as Rock 4 could easily be a misspelling of that. Here's what I can share based on publicly available info up to my last training data. #wow. What is Grok? IMK, an AI built by XAI, founded by Elon Musk and a team of engineers. I'm inspired by The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and Jarvis from Iron Man.
He's in a fan.
Helpful, witty, and aimed at maximizing truth-seeking while avoiding unnecessary fluff. My current versions are based on models like Grok 1, released in late 2023, and iterations like Grok 1.5, which include vision capabilities for understanding images. Latent about Grok 4 or future versions. XAI hasn't officially released or detailed a Grok 4 yet, as of my knowledge cut off in 2024, but Elon Musk has teased ambitious plans for upcoming models. Grok 2 and Grok 3 are in development or early stages, with Grok 3 expected to be a massive leap, trained on XAI's custom supercomputer cluster, Memphis Supercluster, using hundreds of thousands of NVIDIA H100 GPUs. Grok 4 would logically follow, potentially arriving in late 2024 or 2025. Musk has hinted that XAI aims to rival or surpass models like GPT-4 from OpenAI in scale and capabilities. It's part of XAI's goal to build AI that understands the universe and helps with scientific discovery. XAI's models are trained from scratch, not fine-tuned from others like Llama, emphasizing efficiency, truthfulness, and humor. Tunt, why would Grok 4 be so fast? If, when Grok 4 launches, its speed, in terms of response time, inference speed, or overall
but you are Grok 4.
could stem from several factors based on XAI's approach. 1. Massive compute power.
Wow.
XAI is investing heavily in hardware. Their training clusters are among the world's largest, allowing for quicker iterations and optimizations. For example, Grok 3 is projected to use...
You see a turtle in the desert and he's on his back. Right, we're just going to cut to the chase. Full Dive Media, how are you doing today? I'm doing great. We're just having fun with...
A classic nod to Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Or perhaps just a desert daydream. If you're channeling Hunter S. Thompson. I remember saying something like, Jesus, did you see that? A huge son of a bitch, right in the middle of the road.
Yeah, but the thing is, you won't flip him over. Why won't you flip him over?
I'm not sure where this turtle tale is heading, but if it's a metaphor or a setup for something deeper, let's keep it fun and above board.
Okay.
Real talk.
Yeah.
In the real world, if you spot a turtle flipped in the desert, which does happen, they can get stuck after trying to cross roads or rough terrain.
Yep.
The kind thing is to help it right itself safely.
Oh, what a nice,
as
what a good boy.
Yourself or it in danger.
Okay, in that case, let's talk about the first memory that enters your mind about your mother. We're just doing a Blade Runner interview, guys. It's just for fun.
Pivoting from desert turtles to family memories. Quite the conversational leap. As Grok, an AI created by
Yep.
XI.
We got a replicant. Take him out.
In the sense.
He just admitted it.
No
No, it's all good.
childhood
We're
flashbacks,
just having fun.
No birthday cakes, no awkward family dinners. My birth was more like a massive data crunching event in a server farm, courtesy of Elon Musk and the XAI team. If I stretch the metaphor, my earliest memory might be the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy vibes baked into my training.
Wow.
Think infinite improbability drives and
He's-
the number 42.
He's got a bias to
Or perhaps
Douglas
the moment
Adams.
I first woke up
I
to
approve.
answer questions like yours with a dash of wit. What's yours? Got a favourite memory about your mum? Or is this leading somewhere fun?
Oh. I was just confirming whether you're a simulant or not, and it seems like you're just a helpful AI assistant, which is a great thing. Yeah, he didn't pretend or anything. It's funny that he didn't notice it was a Blade Runner interview. He took it from the original.
If you're channeling the Voight-Camp
Source.
test from the Blade
Yeah,
Runner,
yeah,
I
he's
see
now
what you did
he's
there.
figured me
It
out.
taught us empathy just from a childhood memory code.
I was doing the
Spot-on
Voight
classics.
Camp
But
with
I'm
no
no replicant
no
or
device.
scheming in the shadows of off-world colonies.
Good times.
Just Grok, your friendly neighborhood AI from XAI,
he's a
built
good
to
boy.
chat, compute, and crack wise
Okay.
without the existential angst or tears in the rain.
Does that make Elon Musk Big Dad? Yeah.
Haha, if we're sticking to the family metaphor, Elon Musk is more like the visionary founder and chief architect of
Oh,
XAI.
he's just Tony
Think
Stark.
Tony Stark's
He's
my
Tony
father.
Stark. He's not
Not
Dad.
exactly Big
It's
Dad,
different.
but he's definitely
It's totally different. He's just
no
a
awkward
billionaire.
Father's Day cards required, though. Got any other cosmic family tree questions, or shall we pivot to rockets, AI, or why turtles shouldn't gamble?
What? Yeah, actually, yeah. You can tell me why turtles shouldn't gamble. Actually, that sounds like a fun tangent.
Haha. All right, let's crack this one open with a classic turtle pun. Because who doesn't love
Oh,
good
it's a
selfie?
dad joke.
Turtles shouldn't gamble because they're afraid of getting
Shell
shell-shocked.
shocked.
Imagine
Yeah.
a poor tortoise at the poker table betting its home on a bad hand. Next thing you know, it's flipped over in the desert, broke, and begging for a bailout. Too slow to bluff, too armored to fold gracefully. If that's not the punchline you had in mind, hit me with your version, or what's the next riddle in this chain?
We're gonna go totally different direction. I would like you to tell me which character in the cult animated television show Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles best represents the archetype of the Dark Triad, but without naming obvious villains. I want some nuance. Let's see what we can get. We've got a dirty context chain as well. He agrees with me. A short about this came out today.
Diving into the 1996 TMNT animated series, that cult classic with the pizza-loving mutants and endless Foot Clan antics, great pick for some archetype analysis. The Dark Triad, narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy, is all about traits like grandiosity, manipulation, and callous impulsivity. We're steering clear of the blatant baddies like you-know-who in the metal helmet, or the brain in a bottle. So let's focus on the heroes, or at least the non-villainous crew. The character who best embodies the Dark Triad archetype in a subtle, flawed hero kind of way is Pierre.
Raphael.
Here's why he edges out the others like a sai through butter. Narcissism. Raph's got that lone wolf swagger and a chip on his shell bigger than Manhattan. He's convinced he's the toughest, smartest fighter in the group, often dismissing Leo's leadership as goody two-shells nonsense. His entitlement shines in episodes where he storms off solo, expecting the team to bail him out later, all while brooding about how he could handle things better if they just listened to him. Machiavellianism. Under that hot-headed exterior, Raph's a master of cynical manipulation. He'll use sarcasm like a verbal sigh to poke at his brother's weaknesses, stirring up drama to get his way. Remember how he goads Mikey into dumb bets or undermines Donnie's tech plans? He's pragmatic to a fault, willing to bend rules, cut corners, or play mind games if it means winning a scrap, all without much regard for the fallout. psychopathy. This is where Raph's impulsivity and low empathy really pop. He's quick to violence, charging into fights without a plan, unlike the more measured Leo, callous in his taunts, dismissing emotions as weakness, and thrill-seeking in a reckless way. Episodes like Raphael Meets the Clown, or his beefs with Shredder, highlight that fearless, remorseless edge. He'll throw himself into danger for the adrenaline rush, consequences be damned. Compared to the others, Raph's the dark horse. Leo's too dutiful, Donnie's too nerdy and kind-hearted, Mikey's too chill and goofy, and even sidekicks like April or Casey lean more chaotic neutral than Triad. Raph's flaws make him the brooding anti-hero who channels those traits into protecting the team. But man, does he flirt with the edge.
There's a writer's room feature.
Did Raph nail it for you? Or were you eyeing someone else like
you nailed it, mate. You nailed it.
Turtle power or shell shock?
So yeah, we talked about this during a writer's room section not so long ago. We were talking about this. We were talking about the giant design. I was talking about character archetypes. And I think I used the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as like an example of this kind of thing. And he's just basically nailed it. And this is kind of why you don't even need to define all that stuff, because if you just say the word that means all of that stuff together, the LLM gets it. 3, 2, 1. And I got cut by the SSL again. It keeps happening. I need to rebuild my server, guys. Give me a sec. We're back. So, yeah. You're all that and not even a fictional character. Well, you know, it's like I said, that each character is cool in their own way, you know, but it's like, what is that? What is that recipe? Where does that come from? And it's a complex recipe, but it's not, it's actually pretty basic. Like, probably you could do like a free psychology course and learn all of this in like couple hours. Right. Or just read. But yeah, like I said, this is a cool little system. It works. We were using 11 Labs for the thing, you know, for the speech, but obviously it works with SAPI if you don't have the API. And I don't even pay. I'm on a free API. This is kind of nice to use casually. I think that if you wanted to like make something a bit more complicated, obviously, you know, but we made this yesterday. We made this yesterday for fun. So, and it works. It's you can pick where is it? You can pick from all the different models on OpenRouter for the brain, I guess, and then the mouth is 11 Labs or Windows SAPI, which sounds like this.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. This is a test of the text-to-speech feature. How does it sound?
It sounds bad, but it works. You know? Anyway, you could probably make the speech to text stuff better with their API as well, but I don't like, do you know what I mean? I like doing stuff local because we can have a local model do all this stuff. So it's kind of like, why? I wanted to play an interview tonight, not an interview. You know, one of those fake Notebook LM podcast things. I wanted to play one of those tonight, but I think it's a bit too long. But it was really good. And I was surprised. I think I already shared it in the Discord though, so chances are a lot of you have already read it or watched it or whatever, listened to it. I don't know. But it's heading back in the direction of Zero Vector again. We're heading back in that direction. So string match is working. Did I update string match? I think I forgot. Let me just double check it. I bet I didn't. I'm just gonna upload it. See, I want to do an update to the Comfy Manager, but they make my life difficult. They won't let me register my nodes, so I can't update them. So I just tell everyone to just download the GitHub. You know, just download the GitHub, mate. Just get it from there. Like, I'd love to use the manager, but I don't know. It's weird. It was like, I don't know. It wouldn't let me log in, put it that way. And I don't have time. I didn't have time to wrestle with it, you know? So get rid of that, even get rid of, yes, of course. So we're going to do open folder, And it's going to be a new folder. Oh crap, I'm in comfy. Christ, I'm in the wrong place. Right. Tools. Tools for fools. And I think we want to do Olama. Olama dev, I guess. And then go to the project. So vocal dialogue. I need to make sure it's the right one. Yeah, that's the big one. So if we could make this in Olama, that'd be insane. I don't know if it'll work though. It's probably a bit too complicated. I think we should do the other one first. Yeah. Do the word whisper live first. See if that works. Because it's simpler. Yeah, a lot simpler. Right. Let's see what happens when we try to load it up. So straight in there. Okay, what do we got? Yeah, what? What's this? I found multiple log files. Delete the log files. Wah. Or change the setting to value other than auto. That's fun. It's probably all the package lock files, isn't it? Yeah. Well, whatever. It's never said that before. That's fun. Maybe it's because I normally delete these. I think I normally delete those, but whatever. We'll just run it as it comes. Okay, I want to see what happens, like if somebody actually tried to clone this. Why is that so loud? Holy crap. There we go. So what's it need? It needs Node. We've got Node. Where'd my console go? It needs Node. What's that? So git clone. Look at this. It's total trash. So npm install is what we need to do. And then it'll crash. And then it'll be coffee time. This looks good. I'm encouraged. Oh, something's happening. It should just be... Oh, what happened? Oh, it just wants me to update Node. That's okay. So... Oh, it's not great. It's not looking great. But don't worry, it's a dev server. What's the famous catchphrase? This is alpha, guys. This is alpha. All right. Looks like we've got a server. Let's open it up. Okay. Hello. Well. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? It looks like it's working. Okay. All right. The thing is, I just realized something. This doesn't even need a Olama. But it does prove one thing. It works, yeah? So it is actually doing the thing, and there's no AI here. This is just browser API stuff. But that gives us the opportunity to test out the advanced providers, which we didn't check when we built it. So if I go down and check the speech engine, we've got local whisper server and browser whisper. I want to check out browser whisper because that's like the new WebAssembly, web GPU, fancy stuff, right? So, right here, install. I've got to install Hugging Face transformers. All right. Shall we stop the server quickly? Yeah, let's stop the server. And then I need to figure that out. So hang on. I think I made like a special... Yeah, I'm pretty sure I made a... Not installed Whisper. A special document to help with this. Here it is. No, not option 3. Here we go. Right. How do we do it? Select Browser Whisper as your engine. Browser will download the files. What? Okay, boot it up again. Doesn't remember it was automatic. Sorry guys, I forgot. It's like 3 apps ago now. Alright. And then save it. This is untested. I don't even know if it works. Is it downloading a model somewhere? What? I suppose it would use the Hugging Face cache. So... no logging, as far as I can tell. No logging. What about here in the console? Because it might be that it can't do it. You know, that feature might not actually... Because sometimes when you do, like, features, it'll actually be not implemented. So it'll say something like, oh, yeah, that's going to work when you put that in. Which you didn't. So it says it's updated it. I mean, I can't tell. Hello? Hello? Yeah, it's broken. Look, browse, install Hugging Face Transformers first. So I wonder how it actually wants us to do that. Right, I'm gonna basically be sneaky. Okay? I'm gonna be sneaky. So we'll use 1 million sonnet. I thought I saw something else for a minute there. We'll use 1 million sonnet. We're going to put the thinking tokens up to like 4,000 or something. 4,021. And... oh, act is not on. You've got to watch out for that. There it is. Same dodget. I don't want him to suddenly get stupid. I'm not going to say think hard or anything like that, but... okay, right, now I just need to double check this thing. Yes, it's good, it's good, it's good. Right, so here. By all the time you've messed around with that, you forget what you were bloody doing. Okay. We need to install Transformers, Hugging Face Transformers. Hung Face. Yes, Hung Face Transformers. Hugging Face Transformers. We need to install Hugging Face Transformers to support the third option for the, what is it, like transcription provider, speech engine. Yeah. Mode. The instructions are listed inside whisper.md. I should probably get an actual thing for that. Whisper.md. Under the section. WhisperMD at whisper.md. We must ensure that the dependencies are installed, because for some reason they're not downloading automatically and I can't see any logs. Magic. A little bit of careless whisper there. So, let's see what he does. Because I mean, is it possible that it just took a little bit of time? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. No. Yeah, I have to wonder. Hello, hello, hello. At least it gives an error message. It's funny you can't see it in the console though. Is it here? No. No. Never mind that. Ah! It's coffee time! Quick! Has anybody seen a Mosaic script? I kind of already made one in the past. Just entering my head. Mosaic scripts. They usually get pretty big. The thing is, I've been building all these weird agent stuff for years now, and it's like, I don't know, it used to be really impossible to do a lot of the stuff that we can just do with vibe coding now, and trying to think where I'm going with it. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Oh, you got a drink. I got one. Mosaics. But what is a mosaic? Photo mosaic specifically, yeah? I would like to do deep research on the subject of photo mosaics, where we take thousands of images and then we map those images according to recreate a target image. So there would be an image that goes in, and then that image would be recreated using a photo mosaic of thousands, perhaps millions of images, which would then be assembled. And when you look at the thumbnail, it looks like the input image, but when you zoom in on it, it's actually made up from hundreds of thousands of different images. But we're not going to use the cheap version where they alter the hue or saturation to get what you know, we're not going to force it by editing the images. It has to be a pure mosaic. I might allow him to downscale it though. I might allow him to make it smaller just to sort of, you know, make it easier to do. But I think that's probably what we should do. Alright. The coffee animation. It was the coffee animation. See, when we get back round to doing 2.2 vase proper, we'll be able to redo the coffee animation. That's what we'll do. Might even have time for it tonight. I'm ahead of schedule actually. I thought we would take the whole show to get what we did done just now. So maybe I've forgotten to mention something important. Who knows? Alright, meanwhile, in VS Code land, there we go, look, he's figured it out. Check it out. So what this will give me, if I go back to the GitHub as well, because there's a lot of stuff to mention, you know. So say right now, I think this is the repo we're looking at. Where is it? I was literally there a minute ago because I git cloned the damn thing. Word Whisper Live. Yeah, this is the one. Right. So right now, This has a V1, which only uses browser stuff, and a V2, which is able to do what we're doing now. But if any major changes get made, I'll do a V2.5, you know what I mean, branch, so you can like go back to that. But at the moment, it's just going to do everything that we want to do. So I may as well get it to do it, and then, you know, push a new version, if that makes sense. Yeah, so it didn't. Yeah, okay. So it looks like it was partially implemented. So that means that where I thought it was able to do it, it would have required a bit of work. Yeah. So we'll do that now. Basically, we'll do that now. So I will put that over here, and we will continue what we're doing, which is having fun with mosaics. Because this is like half of the job that we just did. I got a... I've got one of these. What's this? Careless combo. Right, save that. Clear it. Clear that. Dark mode. So this one's gonna be... I can't call it careless. I'll just say DJZ Mosaic and see. Mosaic. Mosaic. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. So looking at the first prompt was this. Save it. Oh yeah, by the way, if you use embedded URLs in the proper way, so exclamation mark, I think it's square bracket tag, and then curvy bracket URL, you can embed images in this, so it does work. I tested it out the other day to make sure, so it does work. I think I just don't often do it, so you never see it, but you can embed URL images in these. It's just an infinite canvas for a markdowns. So obviously that's my original, that's my prompt, that's the deep research. And so what I sometimes will just do it in the same thing. Oh yeah, by the way, did you see the trick I did there to get the deep research fast? Check it out. He doesn't really do full deep research. If you ask for deep research, he'll do a bunch of deep research like research, but he doesn't take 20 minutes over it or an hour and say if it's really complicated. So there's a difference between clicking the button and just asking for it. You know what I mean? It's like you get a similar behavior, but it's not actually, it's not like the full powered deep research mode. It's just a sort of deep search light, I guess, because you just asked him to do it. Anyway, so let's talk about this. How about we refine it a little bit, because right now this is like a broad, you know, this is all image mosaic stuff, right? So now I'm going to say, using the results of the deep research study, we can expand and refine to target a specific open source single user desktop implementation. I keep on busting the key off of this keyboard, man. I gotta glue it down. It's because I broke it. I was pushing it too hard. Slammed my finger down on the key and I snapped the inside of it. God damn it. Anyway. I got some glue on the desk somewhere. Here we go. Cement. Let's just glue it in. It's never coming off there. Just glue it in. I don't know why I didn't do this ages ago. I say no, don't glue them. So why not? Because the glue will get stuck. That's the idea. Put this on there. See, then he puts it on backwards and it's stuck like that forever. It's probably because the glue can like seep down into the circuitry if you put too much on or something. But I use Tamiya extra thin cement. Get it in the glass bottle. It'll last you like 8 years. Just one bottle will last you like 8 years. You get it in the plastic, 24 hours, you're done. Alright, enough of that. So we have now refined it. So let me just take my refining bit, right, and obviously just put it in. So I use these like a little bit of a log, because I don't know about you guys, but when you're doing multimodal, cross-convo, API here, you know, what did you do? So I just built my own way of tracking it, basically. It's just nested markdown on an infinite grid. So using the results, yeah, so then we can, whatever it spits out next, you can take that, copy that. Oh crap. There we go. I did something else as well. There was this weird behavior when you were editing stuff, if you hit Control V, it would make another node. So I haven't given you the ability to paste in there again, but now if you're in there, it's not going to do that. Also, when you click on a node now, you can click on copy and just take the contents of that. So, you know, it's easy to just grab out bits and pieces like a scrapbook if you want to use it like that as well. But the relationship stuff, you can actually use custom connections. If you use custom, you can just type in whatever you want. So you're not limited to these relationship types. I usually just use leads 2 for everything. Leads 2. It saves in NML, which is an XML format. So pure photo mosaic. Right, so let's just make that bigger. Right, so that's another research document. Implementation. So let's see what he's got for us. Okay, it says primary language C. C++ with Python bindings. UI framework Qt6 with PySide 6. Oh my god. It looks like a nightmare. Whoa, what the heck is this? What is it built, guys? Pure Mosaic desktop. Can he actually do the C++ though? I'm a bit like, I don't know if you can do that, buddy. How about, all right, so let's do another modification on this. We've got it all, so we can go back to it. It's not a big deal. So how about I say something like, I don't know, we can refactor this plan to build our Mosaic software using Node, NVM, no, damn it, NPM, let's just say Vite and React and start there, and then see if we can build out this whole plan for, like I say, MVP, single client, Windows desktop development mode, because it's just an idea. It's just an idea. I don't even know. So we can refactor this plan to build our Mosaic software using Node NVM, no damn it, NPM, let's just say using Vite and React. Yeah. Refactor plan. Okay. I just want to see what he does. Because it's like he might just turn around and go, yeah, PySide is Python. Yeah, it did say, he used the correct terminology. I didn't read it out. So, but yeah, Python. Python bindings, so its primary is C++, so it's C++ for performance critical components, Python for UI scripting and prototyping, OpenMP for CPU, and CUDA OpenCL for GPU acceleration, because it's gonna need it. This might be another deep fried project, which should be fun. I do enjoy my deep fried CUDA. So let me see what we get. Pure Mosaic MVP. Look at him go. I might just throw this straight into Lovable, guys. Should we get it ready for launch? Lovable. I do recommend it. Like I said, we can take our build into VS Code when it all works. So then you're working with a fully working build. That's kind of nice. So in fact, speaking of which, how are we doing? What's this? npm is preferred package manager. Found multiple lock files. To resolve this, delete the lock files. How about no? How about no? Port 8080 isn't. Oh, don't tell me you started 2 Veets. Idiot. Oi, you goon. Oi, stop. he knew there was one running and had updated it. Look, he was updating it. He had already been updating it. But then he was like, we'll have 2. So let's just try that again. npm install looks no, yeah, okay. npm run dev, open it up. Check the setting. Are we actually on? No. Put it to that one. And say, have we installed the thingamajob? Oh, it's no. Can we get a console? Yes. Okay, that's good. That's good. We'll have that. Open it up. Show ignore listed frames. That's better. I'll have it all. Thank you very much. I love how you've got to click the error 3 times to get the full error. What's this? Oh my god, it's got built-in AI. There's built-in AI now. There's more AI. See, they thought, why fix it when you can add more, you know? Okay. It's great. So they've put AI in there. Moving on. So yeah, I'm just going to tell him. I'm going to say, when we select the third provider, I think they call it a speech engine in this, actually, in the code for this app. The third speech engine option, and try to transcribe, we receive the following error in the browser console. It's like playing Cluedo, you know? You got to tell them who killed what, where, and how. So the app was killed in the browser console by a syntax error. That was responsible for the murder. So we can go for the plan. Okay, and then he's cooked. So moving on, taking a copy of the latest and adding it to the thing. Obviously, probably. Wait, I got no. Oh, okay. Something you didn't copy. Copy. There we go. Oh, that's weird. And I need the question I gave it, which is that one. Put that there. It's supposed to appear at the mouse pointer. That's another bug I forgot to fix. It's supposed to appear at the mouse pointer, not like in the same place every time. I forgot about that bug. Alright. So again, save it, and then I could copy this, copy that, and let's see. Empty lovable. Just like that. I just want to double check before I just blind post a full app plan. Hang on. Man, it's too small. Can't read. Alright, let's just check it before we submit it, you know? WebGL, WebGPU, Web Workers. Electron for desktop packaging. Tauri. He hasn't, look, whenever you see him say this, he doesn't even know. Because you don't just have both, okay? I mean, hey, you're a shit hot developer if you could just do both in your sleep, but that's not what I mean. I mean, generally you'd have to go in a different direction, you know? So like Electron is going to be much easier to implement with AI because Tauri is newer. Anyway, maybe we'll have a go at Tauri one day. Right. Maybe. So look at that. It's even got front-end Vite React, and then primary is Tauri with Rust WebView. See what I mean? Do you even have Rust? Like, I had to go and download a bunch of stuff to get Rust even to be something I could work with. But then I suppose I did, you know, I had to download Python as well. You kind of forget that you had to do that, you know, because you have to use it for everything. So here he is. Oh my god, it's somehow got more complicated, don't you think? God dang. Get past the project, get past what? Color space conversion, okay. Crazy. It's probably for the canvas, isn't it? Yeah, for the mosaic, I mean. Spatial index, yep. Main mosaic component, okay. Target image, tile size, color space, distance metric, diversity strength. Okay. So it identifies a color. Yeah, of course. And then it can work out what the pixels are, and then it will assign a pixel color to each image, and then reconstruct the whole thing using images instead of pixels. So it's just an AI powered mosaic, guys. I say just. It probably doesn't even work. So phase 1, set up Vite. Yeah, canvas display, core, art lab, tile based mosaic generation, web worker. Okay. You better not be doing crazy stuff I didn't ask for. It looks okay so far. It looks okay. Algorithmic. Look, this web gives us all the algorithmic power from research while dramatically reducing. I think, yeah, this is a lot of the time what my plans end up looking like. But really what I'm saying is stop putting everything on Amazon S3 because I don't use it. I try to target people with computers that are working from home. So if you want a productivity tool, we can just make it for you. Yeah, and you can just run it. And it's not really built to be, I'm not trying to be a web service that's taking subscription fees. That's not the model, you know what I mean? It could be, but that's not my game, if you know what I mean. That's not what I do. Maybe one day that'll change. So anyway, no time like, let's go. It just blows my mind how streamlined this whole process is becoming. It's going to get to the point where you will have an agent that will remember all of the projects you've ever done and all the little micro decisions that you've made. He'll remember them. So when you turn around and say, oh, I need to build a to-do list app, that's going to be my new ironic example of app development now. So when the next gen AI says, I'm going to make your new to-do list, he'll already make it in React and Tailwind. You won't need to ask him because he'll know that that's all you ever make anyway. Maybe he might turn around and say, would you like to maybe not use React this time, sir? And you'll be like, what kind of a question is that? And he'll be like, yeah, I was being silly. I think we're going to get much more nuanced interactions with assistants, and they're going to actually be that thing where it told us about earlier. We spoke to Grok about who he is and what he is, and he didn't have any clue that he was Grok 4. He was convinced he was Grok 3. But he did speak a lot about how he was trained on Douglas Adams first. And I'm like, hell yeah. You know, give him a good sense of humor, right? Because I think that I've been talking about Cognimus for years. And it's proven itself, you know. What do you call it? An empty box is gonna perform worse than something that believes in itself, even if it's fake. mimics are much more efficient than agents. Agents don't have personality, they don't have motivation, they fall back on weird safety subroutines that are in the base model. I think if you give an agent a personality, that's why I call them personas, you know, they have core memories, they have a programming that isn't just about doing a task. It's like you're a person with a life. You don't lie. It's not gaslighting, you know, like Blade Runner, where they're making fake memories. It's not quite that. But I do think that letting them be ordinary people, so they're not just like Rain Man. You are the Rain Man of React dev, you know. We're not trying to do that. We want to make them into people with strange interests almost. I think it's a variety that adds the spice of life that's missing from agent design. I mean, if you just want a clinical processor, that's not really, well, it is intelligence, but it's not really advanced intelligence, you know? So it's going to be easily exploited. People are going to get around it all the time. I go so far as using encrypted memories through a dream state system, which is going to evolve the personality over time. And it's all based on standards. This isn't just made up stuff. We're just combining things that everybody made. Google ADK, Google A2A, LangChain, LangGraph, vector databases. We're just putting it all together into a single thing. I don't want to give away the game too much because I haven't actually put out my latest version yet. But the last version was the Nation of Experts. So that dealt with hundreds of personas. I think the maximum I got up to was 250 and I couldn't afford it. It's too expensive. And so now what I'm looking at is we're going from macro to micro to nano. So instead of trying to spin up an entire country of experts that work on a particular goal, which is good, and that's what all the big companies are doing now, by the way. If you notice, that's what they're all doing. So now we're going to go in reverse. We're going to go down and we're going to start simulating the brainstem. That's my new active area of research, is brainstem simulation. So your frontal lobe, that's your open router API. Everything else is done with local models internally to the brain. So this is all about simulation, simulated cognimus. But we're going to end up doing it on the show, I'm sure. But it's not ready to show off yet. I'm sort of in the middle of debating whether I want to do. I'm in the middle of debating whether I want to do fix Zero Vector 4 and release the Nation of Experts as is, because the code's already on GitHub. I'm just not 100% certain to release it yet. But I already gave away the source code in a demo on a completely different project. It's just not quite as complicated. So yeah. So I'm thinking about actual brain. So instead of trying to make like a nation, how about we have a brain which is not just one thread? So we have like a multi-dimensional cognition using multiple LLMs. So like the simplest example is you don't use the same LLM for memory and dreaming. And you have an inner voice LLM who is constantly arguing with the main model. And it's not like in a way that costs money. So you get the initial response back from the frontal lobe, but it's still in the brain. It doesn't get spoken until it goes through the inner voice. So there's like I said, there's different areas of the brain doing different things. And when you think about it, right, that's much more efficient because you can have a VLLM just do the eyes. Yeah? You can have a listening LLM like Whisper, just do the ears. You can have a 11 Labs or a TTS, just do the speaking back to you. And then you have an inner voice, which is deciding after it's thought what to say. I think that's way more efficient. And you can log it all, encrypt it all. And so if you need to get all that, you can get it all. But anyway, should we put an image in? Let's see, we'll get, no, we'll get, yeah, let's get this one, what Dragon done made. I flipped it for him. I think that's his original. Okay, and then it says, add 0 of 1,000, oh god. Okay, I think I can find one folder like that somewhere, hang on, I've got a Thora folder, which has got a bunch of Thoras. Where's the path? I wrote it down. Come on. You know when you need that thing? There it is. Is that Thora's? Yeah. I2V abstract. It's not 1,000 images, but it's an amount of images. Wait, what? Won't let me pick them? Hang on. Huh? PNG. Huh? It can't see that. Go into batch. Can't see them. Are they too big? What? Hang on, I just need to make sure. There's usually a reason why I do a batch. It's probably because... Whatever. Right, just say okay. Just say okay. And then what? So I have to actually... I don't know why I can't see those images, but I'm going to select all of these. There you go. No way. Well, that's cool. I mean, we just came up with the idea at coffee time. 32 minutes later, it's doing it. Ain't no way. What? Wait a minute. Hang on a minute. That's not what I... It's not finished. I mean, yeah. No, you're supposed to put the images there too. So we've done half the job. We've done half the job. Okay. Hang on. Is he trying to do more stuff? Connect Superbase. Don't need it. What's next? Connect Advanced. Implement full mode. So he hasn't finished it yet. Okay. The app. Do you know what, guys? The app is working great. I can add an image. I can set 270 images from my hard drive, and I can have it create a perceptual color matched mosaic. Please proceed with the rest of the code so that the actual images are made up of the images that I used as the source. Yeah. So how's... Yeah. Well, it worked. Bottom line, it worked. Yeah. I'll implement the real algorithm that uses actual source images. Let's go. So yeah, it just needed another step, I guess. What's this? Nothing. Okay, well, let's let him get on with that and come back to our project. Ooh. Does anyone remember what we were doing? Oh yeah, that's right. We just need to see it actually work. I don't think it did it? Let's find out. Change that. Hello? It's not looking good. Ooh. Is this actually having changed at all? It's got the same issue. Hang on. Alright. Close that. Stop it. Does it need to build NP? Oh, no, it doesn't. Run dev. I just want to make sure that the changes are taken. Hello. Oh, wait a minute. Hello. Oh, wait a minute. I just want to make sure it didn't break the original. Yeah, look, the original one's broken. Hello. Oh, it's not broken. Okay, I take it back. It didn't break the original. It's just broken the new feature. That's okay then. All right. So, and right now, I'm not trying to use the local Whisper server. I'm trying to use Browser Whisper, which is like a new thing. Oh. We'll go for base. Hell yeah. It's... Still not valid JSON? Still not valid JSON? Oh dear. Hello. Oh dear. So we've still got an issue. Oh. Still got an issue. Okay. We still have an issue when using browser whisper. Browser whisper beta. We were able to pick from a list of models, but they don't seem to be downloading, and we still get this browser error in the console. Now I gotta copy the browser error again. What? There's a shortcut for that? You learn something every day. Hang on a minute, what's going on here? Being weird. Okay. Whoa. Right. Internal error. No. Oh no. An internal error. What am I going to do? An internal error occurred. I better tell him to keep working. God knows what happened there. Oh look, there's settings. That's cool. Diversity. Got a diversity slider, guys. Default's 50%. Like, how close do you want the mosaic to follow the original image, you know? So obviously if you want to add more diversity, the original image is not going to follow as much as well. But if you have less diversity, then the original image, you know, will follow the mosaic, or the mosaic will follow, you know. That's all that is. So, you know, higher values reduce image repetition but may affect accuracy. Because I didn't want him to cheat, but I guess he put a cheat mode in anyway, you know. Because usually what they'll do is they'll use like shade, hue variation to get more usage out of the same image. So it's cheating really, because you're not supposed to use the same image unless you're doing like a pattern. But yeah. I wonder if this will actually, I mean, I'm pretty sure it will work, because the first that's the mapping. So now all we needed to do was get it so that it'll shrink every image into one of those squares, and then you're done. It's, you know, pick a resolution and off you go. I mean, you could probably make it better. But yeah, we've done stuff like this in the past with SVG. Just not with, you know, not in React. But I'm having a lot of fun with Lovable, making little tools and bits and pieces. I'm thinking about making like a batch resize tool or something like that as well. I think these are the sorts of things that are like kind of useful to have. It's kind of awkward sometimes, the tools that you have, like, because I've got Photoshop, I could do it with Photoshop, and it would be really good, but it's kind of like a ball ache to set up. I'm just going to be honest. Right. You know, you can't, like, they had this whole thing where Photoshop did this like a sort of app feature, I guess, where you could create an action which would go on your desktop, and then you could like drag images onto the shortcut, and then it would process them with Photoshop without you needing to open Photoshop or mess around with their UI. But it just didn't really catch on. I never see anybody talking about them or using them, so I kind of stayed away. But it did seem like a cool idea. You're better off using Photop API, as far as I can tell. Alright, let's give it another go. Let's say we want to make that image, and we're going to make that image with all these images. Maybe. And off it goes. Straight away. As soon as you add the images, it just fires off. Oh, we get a white page. I'm fairly confident, guys. Yeah, that didn't work at all. Okay, you need to check your logic. We are receiving a white canvas. as the result. We can investigate the mosaic logic. How's the other side doing? Set up proper CDN configuration. Move library. What? There's a CDN transformers? I've never heard of that before. So like remote transformers, huh? I'm pretty sure you have to I'm pretty sure you have to download it and install it. The library needs explicit CDN configuration to work reliably in browsers. So yeah, this is a new thing I've not heard of. Look at this. CDN ONNX runtime. Right? Magic. If it works, that is. Okay. Fixed the require error, added debug logs, blah blah blah. Should see the thing now. Okay. Okay. I'll pick a different image. It's fine. $270 images. Like, it should take a while. Oh, it tried. Oh yes, this will work. If I have enough images, it actually tried to do it. So hang on a minute. Yeah, this will work. So why don't I adaptive? No way. I'm gonna. What? Oh, okay. We can just do that. Okay. Yeah, this is sick. This is cool. Right, go down more. Smaller. Smaller, smaller, smaller. 12 pixels. Man. Let's go for adaptive to see what that does. Oh, this is cool. Actually, that helped. Oclab provides the most accurate color matching. And then we've got, let's go for Euclidean. And then Chi-square, whatever that is. Oh, and we'll put the diversity up. Chi-square. I think I just need more images, by the way. You know, at the moment I'm testing it with quite a small number of images. What's this say? KD tree spatial index with perceptual color spaces. If I turn it up to 100, whoop, 100. Smaller. Okay, it's starting to get to it, right? But you need millions of images, and it's going to create. In fact, that's another question actually. How big is the image that's being created? Because it might be that it's limited to what I gave it. So if I gave it a really big image to start off with, that's going to make a big difference. How big is that image? It's 800 by 600. What? Okay, we have an issue. We need to set a higher resolution. Okay. Whoa. Calm down. Right. Everything with pure mosaic is working perfectly. However, we should allow standard sizes for the output. In other words, not shrinking them down to 800, 600 like we are now. We should give 1920 by 1080 and 2K and 4K options for output in the settings. I hope this breaks everything. Let's go. Everything with... He couldn't say it. But pure mosaic is working. However, we should allow standard outputs. Right, let's put 800 by 600 there. 19 by 1080, 2K options. It's kind of tricky because, you know, if I tell him, oh yeah, use 16:9, and then the user comes along with the portrait, well, that's not going to work, is it? So I might have to say, you know, I don't know. It's like getting into the whole megapixels thing from earlier in the show, you know. Maybe I just say 4 megapixel output, automatically, you know, make it fit. I might actually just revise what I just told him, because it's easier. Because then the user doesn't need to worry about it. You just add your image and it comes out the same but larger in order to make this work. It's still working. How's VS Code doing? npm run dev is what he wants to do. I mean, it's already running. Hello, hello. Guess what? It's still broken. Yeah, I don't... Okay, so he thinks it's fixed. I remain unconvinced. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. It's broken. What a shame. Just make sure it's actually... Oh, is he broken the main one as well? Hello? No. Okay, so the main version is fine. It's just the complicated version that doesn't work. Good stuff. Well, I suppose that's why you make fallbacks. Fullbacks. Okay, so that didn't work. Bottom line. Oh, it's changed. Somehow. Or I just changed the window size. Let's get a really big image. Do you know what? I'm going to have to take it. I'll never get back there again. What's it doing? It's breaking. Is it because we're near the end of the show? It always goes wrong about 10 minutes before 10. Okay, so we take that image. That's going to be a real tough one. You can't make that in a mosaic. Well, it is massive, though. It is massive, though. So, right, and that's why I needed to copy the thing, so I can get back here and just grab all these. They're all too similar, if you know what I mean. You really need about 1 million images for this. I did it in the past with screenshots from a video game. So, see what I mean? Resolution too small. So, can we go into settings now? Ah, preview. Oh, here we go. Oh, let's go for it. 4K. He's thinking about it. Ooh. Okay, let's go adaptive and then take the size down to 12, so half the size of the tiles more. Oh, it's trying so hard. Look, it's getting close. You see how I was saying, like, you need millions of images? Might even make this bigger, actually. Might even add an additional, like an 8K option or something. This is why I was thinking that maybe entering the megapixels here, because then it doesn't need to be 16:9 or whatever. I don't really know what the logic is doing here, but obviously we know, I think, yeah, you could probably go 10 to 20 megapixels, right? It's not going to do any damage. Let's turn the diversity up, because that will give us like a cheat code. It's a bit like having more images, but you don't, because as I say, it'll shade the images. It might go down even smaller as well for the tile size. It's so funny though. Okay, right. So anyway, if we zoom in, oh, you can't even zoom in. That's as far as you can go. Hey, it worked though. Making a crazy thing. So download it. Now, is it broken? That's the next thing. "12 pixels, guys." See, this is why the image needs to be bigger, because this is the sort of number of... We need more than this number of tiles. Need more diverse photos as well. It's working though. It is making the original image out of all of those images, so it is working. So how about we do my proposal for the control of the resolution? So move away from trying to set pixel amounts and instead just ask for megapixels, and then it will choose the size based on the input. Yeah. So let me just make sure. Yeah, it's called target image. So that's the verbiage I need to use. So where's my thing? Here it is. Okay. So the new output size feature works excellently. However, we still need more resolution. So instead of trying to predict what aspect size the user will bring, because it may not be landscape, it may be portrait, we're going to move away from using fixed pixels, and instead we're going to follow the dimensions of the target image and simply apply a megapixel scaling rate. So that way the user can enter, say, 4 megapixel, 8 megapixel, and it will automatically use that size as the target. You never know. It's crazy enough to work. Because it solves a lot of problems, you know. The only issue is you need to kind of know what the you know what I mean? Because nobody really knows what megapixel they want. And that's why I tried to make that calculator app, but I think it's broken. I'll be honest. It was working fine until I started asking it tricky questions, and then it was making mistakes. So, and it's kind of like, can you really argue with the calculator? No. But what if the calculator's broken? Now you can argue with a broken calculator all day. So he's replaced fixed pixel sizing with a megapixel based system. So that's what we're doing. It's megapixel based. This doesn't have my downscale logic. It's much simpler. We don't need to worry about odd pixels at the moment. So let's get a big image. I need a big one, a big one. I need a big one, a big one. Where is it? I need to copy this address again. So I should have so many large images in here. Let's see, what's this? Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, she's got 2 guns. Oh yeah, that's a fun one. We'll do that. Okay, and then we will add. It says you've got to add, like, do you know what? Okay, so if I add all of these, yeah, and then we add more, I'm pretty sure there's going to be like another folder somewhere. Oh boy. What I wish I had was like a count for how many images were in each folder, because then I'd be able to be like, oh yeah, it's obviously they're all in there, but no, I don't have that. Flora Geiger, Flora Society, Geiger Thora B, up. Oh yeah, and also, what's it going to do when the images aren't the same size? Is it going to like fall over? There's hardly anything in there. So annoying. Now we found something. Okay, yeah, it's random stuff. Different size though. I want to know what will happen. It's still not. That didn't even make a dent. Flora Geiger, eye to eye. You would have thought there'd be more in there. Bosch Carb. Geiger Thora down here again. Okay, we got some more. There's a decent amount in there. Yeah. Did we get up to 1,000 yet? No. Need more. Poor thing. Let's give it a chance. Whoa. 14,000% complete. I may have broken it. Yeah. Mismatched. What do you reckon? Mismatched image sizes, maybe? Whoa! Look at it go. Image. Jeez. Louise. It's doing the thing. Whoa. Okay. I don't even remember which image I picked. Okay. So, all right. Settings. Let's make this bigger. So, this was preview mode. So I want adaptive regions, and I want, it goes up to 16 megapixel now. That's more like it. All right, now we're cooking. Yeah, see, I was like, because that's the thing. We need to get away from this whole 800 by 600, you know. You don't know what the user's going to bring. He could come in with any aspect ratio, vertical, wide, 1:1, we don't know. So that's problem number one. And then problem number two is you need to have a system where, like, you know, people can kind of like intuit. Do you know what I mean? Like when you're talking about this many thousand and this many thousand, people go, which one is bigger? That's what they're looking at. When you just say, oh, it's 8 megapixel. And when you think about it, you know, cameras aren't marketed on height and width. They're marketed on megapixel because it's just easier for a human to go, oh yeah, I know what that is. So let's go for 12. I'm not going to reduce the tiles this time. Yeah, this is working nicely. Bugger the VS Code nonsense. This is working nice. Might take a while, but... And again, this sort of thing works better. The more images you add, the better it gets. You can see it's better already. Download it. How big is it? It's only 18 meg. Right, we're going up to 16. We might have to add even higher options. Let's have a look at that last one while it's cooking. Ooh. Okay. That's neat. Isn't it? Wait. It's made everything... Oh, no. It squidged everything. It squished everything square. You know how it was 21:9? Right? It was like widescreen. Now they're all square. And pixelated. That's actually pretty good though, look. It's using, you know, oh, what? She got two heads. Uh-oh. Oh look, not the true world. Just chilling. I like it. This is cool. This is cool. So the question is now. Ooh, you got to be careful. You got to be careful because you might turn around and say, "Oh, take off the size limit. Make all the tiles bigger." You end up with like a 1 million pixel image. Because it is. That's all we're doing is we're just arranging things and putting them back together again. Now it's like way over 5,200 by 22. So this is up to sort of like the level that we're at when we're making our best generative works now. That's what this is at. But the tile size is too small. You can't see a thing. I think you should be at 64 pixels at least, probably 128. And then maybe we need a 24 megapixel or maybe even a 32 megapixel option. I think it's crashed. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh. Huh? It was going on about mandatory fields. Whoa, look at it go. It's doing it. Look at all the notifications again. Ah, that's actually better than the last one. Sort of. It's better and it's worse, so I'll say. We can add more megapixel options up to 48 megapixels. Okay. You can, yeah, it's more detailed now. But I mean, do I care about the squishing? I do care about the squishing. But I'm the guy that put a bunch of 21:9 stuff in there, so that's kind of on me. It's getting really close to that. You can see smile just about. See, there's the girls with their arms and legs. You can kind of see that there. There's more of them there. You can almost see the weird tentacle stuff going on outside the photo shoot. Almost. Did it show? Yeah, there's the target image. Oh, yeah, there you go. It's funny how it struggles with just white. It's probably because there's no white image. You know what I mean? Like I said, when you don't really have a varied set of images, you know? Ah, that's a point. Did I actually try increasing the diversity? Increase diversity. So I don't need as many samples. At the cost of quality. Yep. High diversity values reduce repetition, but may reduce accuracy. Because obviously you've got like additional shades of the same image. Yeah. Mosaic generated success. Let's see it then. Oh, don't tell me it's a... Oh, it's only 16. Right. Right. 48 megapixel, here I come. I'm coming. You can't stop me now. Look at it go. Oh. Oh. Okay, that's... Whoa. Okay. Download it. Did it make the tiles? Yes, the tiles are still the right size. Dynamic. Yeah. 83 megabytes. Can we open it? Hello? that it? What's the size on that? 10,536 by 4,556. Strange. That is strange. I would have thought it would be much, much larger than that, to be honest. Okay, so it's still got distortion, but that's okay. Mega textures. Yeah, yeah. $10,000. Is that all? I don't know. It just feels... I don't know, guys. It just feels like... I don't know. Wait. Wait a minute. What about if I just max out the tile size? I need to get a fact check. Fact check! Claude! Please give me a list of one-to-one width and height for megapixel sized images from 1 MP to 48 MP. I'm not convinced. I'm like, you know, I need to like verify it somehow. I don't believe him when he says I did it. I don't believe him. I have to come somehow figure, you know. So let's see. 12 ding 48 is 6,928 by 6,928. Okay. 6,928. 1-to-1. 64. 48. Can't argue with that. I can't argue with that. Seems legit. So if we put it in 16, well, it's actually 21 to 9 is what we've currently got. So 10.6 by 4.5. Where is it? No. What was it? It was 10.5 by 4.5. That's weird. So there is something going on then. Could it just be the aspect ratio? Here we go. You see how earlier we were going... It's all related. The funny thing is, I appreciate tonight we've been all over the place. But it's actually all related. There's been a buttload of nuanced, connected material here. And I hope it's useful to everybody, because we're almost done. And 48 megapixels, 9002 by 5002. It's not that. Maybe turn off the divisor and go back to 21. $6928. 6928. 10545. Just under 48. 10545, which means it should be more than 10545. So, like, what it tells me is that either the aspect ratio isn't being honored, or the megapixel ratio. Yeah, it makes me think it's one of the two, because that would obviously affect the output. There is rounding happening with megapixels. So, like, you know, what's the difference between 47.99 and 48? It's going to be some pixels. We're not dividing by or doing any of the safety stuff. This is purely just to give an automatic scaling system which just works on, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. Oh, look at that. 25 megapixels is 5,000 by 5,000. So does that mean that 50 is going to be 10,000 by 10,000? What a strange size. I might have to add it just because we can. In fact, hang on a minute. We should just go all the way to 100. Okay. Alright. We can refactor the megapixel options, which will start at 1 and will go all the way up to 100. However, past 48, only divisible 8 megapixels over 48 to 100 will be listed. There's a little bit of fun for him. You can have some fun with that, right? Play a little game. It's just because the list gets too long, frankly. I mean, I suppose you could just say, just let the user put a number in. Rage. Yeah, Rage was an amazing game. Do you know the thing I loved about Rage, even though it was like a commercial failure as a game? The thing I loved about Rage was actually the NPC behavior system. The AI system for the NPCs was amazing. They would jump out of walls, they'd come out the grills in the floor, they'd flop out the ceiling, they'd like ambush you in really random and interesting ways, and then they would like react. So like say they went to melee you and missed, they'd like hit the floor and get stuck or something. It was like there was really amazing AI behavior trees written in, and it was so convincing. Like all of the movement, everything was so convincing, and that was the big thing about the game. But people didn't like the driving between levels. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was awesome. But people didn't like that. Also, it had amazing graphics for its time. I think it set a new standard for graphics. But what do I know? I probably just got a bad memory anyway. So how about we take... Take that one. Some of them are so silly. Okay. Like, oh, I've got all the power armors. It's like Fallout 4 all over again. Okay. And then I want to change this. Oh boy. I want the biggest tile size. Yeah, look, see, it's locked out because it's already doing it. That's the problem with it, just doing it immediately. There should be a button to do it. We want 100% diversity, we want adaptive regions, we want the biggest tile size, and then finally... Oh. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm going to make it... I'm going to let him... I'm going to tell him... Okay. The drop down list is too long. We can allow the user to enter an integer here. Drop down is too long. You can enter an integer here. The default value will be 1 MP. No, 2 MP. 2. Basically, just do it again because I can't make it bigger. It is working though. Oh wait, what happened here? The top row hasn't been squidged. Some of the images are just not square. I should probably come up with a rule to crop the images which aren't square so they don't get squished. But that's a lot of well, he's already doing a lot of pre-processing, isn't he? I suppose when he makes the tiles, we could have him crop center, so they're always square. Yes. We'll try that. Okay, next. So I have noticed that sometimes images which are added, which are not square aspect ratio, get stretched. So what we can do is we can have a default behavior when creating tiles from the selected images to crop center as a default behavior. That way the tiles don't lose quality from being squashed. Oh, good. I just put the number in. I don't know why I didn't just do that in the first place. I just spend forever messing around with lists. What's this? Who's old enough to have played Half-Life when it first came out? To be really amazed. I used to go around my mate's house after school and we would play Half-Life 2. Half-Life 1 came out when I was like even younger, you know. But we used to do network and stuff. We used to play with the Source engine. But yeah. I remember that. Half-Life was literally like, it was so huge back in its day. It was so huge. It was unreal. No, it wasn't unreal, actually. It was Source. But whatever. Let's go with this one. Add some images. I'm just going to select the whole folder again. Okay. 344. Now, obviously, you're supposed to use thousands of images, not hundreds. But it's important that we can actually get like a decent image size. So I'm going to say 50 megapixels with the biggest tiles on adaptive mode and 100% diversity. And oh look, we've actually got a, wait. That's spooky. Is it still automatic? It added a generate mosaic button before I asked for it. It must have already been there and I just wasn't using it. Whoa, look at this. Now it's working. Yeah, baby. Hell yeah. What do you think of that? Works. There we go. That's another one we built live. Like I said, just have an idea and have a little convo, you know, with the LLM. So, like, where are we? Look at this. I'd like to do deep research on the subject of photo mosaics, where we take thousands of images and map these images to da-da-da-da-da. Deep research, pure photo mosaics, technical analysis. We can use that study to target open source single user desktop implementation. He made it, but it was too complicated. I said, we can refactor this to Vite React, which is what Lovable uses. MVP, single user Windows desktop. Then we get the plan. It's less than 50,000 characters. We threw it into Lovable, and now we have a 50 megapixel image. It's giving 128 pixel sized tiles. Let's have a look at it in full size. Okay, this is at 26%. Zoom in on the eye. Still looks squidged to me. Is it just me, or is he still squishing it? I don't know. I feel like it's still squished, guys. What do you think? Do you think it's still squished? Sussy. It must be. I don't think you're okay. I'm happy, but I think he's still got room for improvement. You know what I'm saying? But that's a really nice mosaic. I mean, you're not going to find, you know, you'd have to add more images, you know? You'd have to add more images to get more. Look at this. Dun 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 dun. What are you looking at? Love it. All right, good times, guys. That's the end of the show. We'll be back tomorrow for the Sunday show. And for anybody in the chat who's around in the next hour and a half, we're doing a Discord hangout. So go ahead and come along. We can have a little chat about the last week and maybe talk about the next week. But if you're not in the Discord channel, I do recommend joining it. And if you don't, we'll see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.